Hey guys, Genesis chapter 5. Genesis chapter 5, we're moving on along. And I'm going to emphasize something at the very beginning of this chapter that, maybe seem a little strange, but I'm going to emphasize the last part of these guys' lives as we read through it. Okay, so I want to read chapter 5, and a lot of it is, it's a fairly easy chapter because a lot of it is, just basically genealogies and how long they lived and everything like that. But I want you to listen to chapter 5, verse 5, where it says this: "And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died." Back then, and let's just, start with this right here. They lived a lot longer then, less disease, less mutated disease, less, all these sicknesses that we have today, this taking, 10,000 years of human history to get to where we are. It's amazing to see just how much garbage is out there. Some of it, man-made, as a matter of fact, these days. But they lived a long time. All right, and when we look at this, what I'm looking at is, look at this. He lived 930 years, and then he died. So the key here is when Adam fell, you think, man, you will surely die. Man, I guess after about 900 years, you kind of wonder, well, what did that actually mean? What did it mean to say, that I would die? I mean, you get to a point where you're like 900 years old. Maybe I'm not going to die the way they think I'm going to die, or the way that, that Abel died, or anything like that. Maybe it's something different. But then he died. Okay, every one of us has to do that. We look at verse 8. "And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And all the days of Enos," this is verse 11, "and all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. All the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died." Ryan, what are you trying to say? What is the point in all this? Well, it's very, very clear. All of us will die. All right. Didn't matter they lived all of that time. I mean, that will, we'll talk about that in just a second, but it doesn't matter that they lived all that time. They did have to die. What is it you're leaving behind? What is the legacy as a man that you're leaving behind? What is the memory you're leaving behind? Mine are not all good. I mean, I made mistakes in parenting. I made mistakes in being a husband, all those things. And I've tried to remedy those over the years. I've learned, they've learned, children have learned, and all that, relationships we learn and all that. But what's the legacy we're going to leave? You're going to leave a legacy of materialism. I mean, because honestly, I've never seen that work out over the long haul. Okay, it certainly does in the short term. Hey, Dad did this, or this, or this, and Mom did this, built this, other kind of things, stuff like that. But eventually, it just, because they don't appreciate it, they didn't work for it, all that, you end up losing a lot of that. What is your legacy? Are you leaving a legacy of godliness? Are you leaving a legacy of strength? Are you leaving a legacy of caring for your kids and feeding into your children, and talking to them and teaching them about the ways of God, and about how to work hard and do well, and all those things? Are you wasting time? Are you wasting time? Now, we got hobbies. I was sitting with a group of guys the other day, and we're talking about hobbies, and some of them golf and that kind of thing like that. And I said, one day I'm gonna have an opportunity to golf like you guys. Here I am, 52 years old, and who knows when you'll see this video. It could be 82 by the time this video gets out there for somebody to see. But right now I'm 52, and I said, man, one day I'm gonna have a hobby like you guys, and they're like, Ryan, work is your hobby. And I thought, I said, what, but man, I do love what I do in pastoring and things. But my wife works very hard. All those things, we're just is what we do, But at the same time, wasting time is a big deal. I don't like to waste time. I want to be doing something. I want to be reading a book. I do love to read. Maybe that's my hobby. Maybe that indeed is my hobby. I love to read. I love to do those things. But am I wasting time? Am I doing something when I should be doing something else? Am I going to leave the legacy I need to leave? Or am I filling my time with godly things? Am I filling my time with doing my job to the best of my ability, and leaving a legacy of hard work, of of doing the right thing, of being a great employee or being a great leader or being a great CEO or being a great entrepreneur, whatever it may be, being a great, it doesn't matter if, it just, what matters is that we're leaving the legacy for the Lord. All right. That people remember us for what we did for the Lord. And here's the thing, what blows my mind, even some of the greatest preachers in history are beginning to fade from memory. It's like, who didn't know? For a period of time, who didn't know who Billy Graham was? Well, there's going to come a point where nobody knows who Billy Graham is. He's not written in the scriptures. There'll be books about him. This room I'm in is filled with books. So I can go back and read about that. And there will be people, and they've left legacies that are incredible. All right, there are ministers who've left legacies incredible. C.H. Spurgeon, people that we know and such. But there's still a small smidgen of people who, when you look at the course of 8 billion, when you look at the number of 8 billion rather, and you realize that, man, some of that stuff just doesn't matter. You've done all of that work. What did you leave? In the case of Spurgeon or someone like that who leaves, all of these sermons for us to read, all these guys like that, they do leave a legacy. But you leave a legacy for a certain group of people. You're not leaving a legacy for the world because they're not going to read your stuff. You've got to realize that you're leaving this for the Lord and you're leaving it for a small group of people. What are you leaving for them? It doesn't matter if you built the biggest business in the world. There will be a day nobody cares except for a small group of people. But those small group of people are going to watch and learn from you, okay? So in one sense, I'm teaching that you can't, it doesn't matter how big and you get on this side. On the other side, the only thing that's going to matter is your faith in Jesus Christ. That's the truth. But build out here, that's fine. That's the creative nature in us. Build out here. And when you leave the legacy, you're going to leave it to people who matter to you. All right. And you're going to leave it to, and it's going to be one of those situations where there is a group of people, say it's, 0.001% of the population, and which is still huge in comparison. But you're going to leave that legacy. Who are you leaving it to? Are you leaving an incredible legacy to your children? Or are you cutting corners? Are you wasting time? Are you living an immoral life? What are you going to leave for them? You say, well, I just want what I can get on this side. Well, friend, you have messed up. You need to read this book. You need to get inside this book and look at the people who have done that, who've been selfish, who've been prideful, who've been all those things. Don't waste time. You don't have time to waste. It's going by so fast. I can't believe that, it doesn't matter which sports season it is. It goes by so quick. When it's football season, I get so mad because it's over with before I know it. It's hard to even keep up with how fast it goes. But man, it'll blow your mind just how quickly things change. Don't waste your time. You've got a legacy to live. Leave and live and do it, okay? Because it's not going to be a huge group of people. You're going to leave a legacy to the ones that are closest to you. And you can leave a negative legacy or you can leave a positive legacy. All right, stop wasting time and stop living for temporary success. All right, you want long-term success. You want to be known for being a godly man. You want to be known for being a hardworking man. You want to be known for, the things that you've accomplished through the power of God. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But that's just temporary success. I want long-term success. I would love to think that because of our prayers and mine and my wife's prayers at night, that my children are saved, that my grandchildren get saved, that my great-great-great-grandchildren get saved, and if Jesus tarries is coming, then my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren get saved. All because of a legacy that we leave behind, a godly legacy that we leave behind. We're learning along the way. We're doing the very best that we can to leave a legacy of godliness. And here's this fear. We all, I think those who follow the Lord and those who are creative in the things that they do and those that are trying their best, whether it's just going in and turning the wrenches or whether it is you've got to be out there building something and you've got to be out there, doing more and more and more. Regardless of that, I think we all fear dying without meaning, that somehow our life didn't mean anything. That's why a lot of people, just get to the point of desperation almost, of trying to find meaning in their life. Look, this is a Bible study. You've got to go before God and say, God, had a man the other day say, what's my purpose? I said, well, look, we got to sit down and talk, because I can't just tell you your purpose. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what the Lord is doing in you and for you, and what you do for a living, and your giftings and all these things like that. But let's talk about those things. But we fear dying and living our lives without meaning. Okay, and I totally understand that. I'm a pastor, so there are tons of times that I'm in graveyards, cemeteries, whatever you want to call them. But I'm in those places and doing a funeral, and just looking around at these lives and thinking, man, they belong to somebody, and they meant something to somebody. It's seeing those names. You want to mean something. You want to leave a legacy. You want to leave a right kind of legacy, and you want to leave a godly, moral legacy. Amen. So this is very, very critical. All right. If your story ended today, how would it end? All right. If your story ended today, how would they remember you? If your story ended today, how are you going to, what are you going to tell the people? What are you going to tell them about, what are they going to talk about? What are they going to talk about, to others about you? All right. So that's the key. If I were to go today, what would they say about me? If it's negative, if it's all bad, you got to start changing that. I don't care how old you are. You got to start changing that today. All right. Here's what you want to do for your homework. When you write down, listen, what are my top 3 time wasters that I need to just push out of my life? I need to, is it affecting my legacy? Are these time wasters affecting my legacy? Or are they, and in some cases, some of your hobbies are helping your legacy. But if they're time wasters, I'm not talking about, I don't think hobbies are time wasters. I think those are things to help our mind rest and our bodies rest. But if they're time wasters, if you're scrolling too much, if you're doom scrolling, as we call it, you're just on your phone all the time, and man, just before you know it, hours have gone by. If that's then you need to walk away from that. Okay. So what are my time wasters? Set a 7-day goal to reclaim 30 minutes per day for intentional time with God. You do have it. You said, well, I don't have time. Man, that is the biggest and lamest excuse. Most used excuse of anything is that you don't have time. You do have time. You can get up a little bit earlier. You can find it during the day. 3 10-minute segments to be with the Lord is 30 minutes. 1 30-minute segment. 2 15-minute segments. Whatever you got to do to get that time in with God, get that time in with God. Memorize Ephesians 5 15 and 16. You're making the most of every opportunity for the Lord. You're going to want to do that. And so memorize that and create a 1-sentence life mission statement. This is what I want my legacy to look like. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I kind of have that already, but we're going to write down what we would like our legacy to be, that we're leaving our family, that we're leaving our friends, and or the company that you're leaving behind, whatever it may be, but that you want to be known for when you pass from this world to the next. It says, and all the days of Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Love you guys. I'll see you later. So this is chapter 5, lesson 1. See ya. Bye.